Hey peeps, it's Ray, and today I thought I'd break down how much I actually spend in a week living in the UK. After university, I was very worried about actually being able to move out and actually live anywhere that wasn't a student accommodation, which I paid for purely on student finance. So that means that when I moved out, everything would come from my own income that I had to work for. And with the world situation being what it was and job security not being the best, I worried even more because I put a deposit down for a flat and I wondered if I could still do the stuff that I did as a student, like treat myself now and then, go out to nice places, just little things I was worried that I wouldn't be able to afford by moving into a place. And this was a lot to think about and a lot to go through. And now I actually live in this place. It is a lot easier than I thought it would be. And that's why I kind of want to make this video. I also saw Taz make a video about living in London, and I thought it'd be a good idea to talk about the cheaper places in the UK and what that's like to live in. I work part-time, which is under 35 hours a week at a fast food restaurant. And I do get a little bit of money from the government, which I didn't want to ask for at first, but I'm glad that I did because, I don't know, you shouldn't feel bad about needing extra money. And as the sole earner for the house, so everything comes out of my income, it was definitely needed. Firstly, let's do bills. The most boring part of adulthood. Let's get that out of the way. Let's just move that along and then forget about that for a little bit. Basically, I pay direct debits throughout the month on certain days. So I thought instead of just saying which ones I paid for this week, I'm going to do all of them and average them out by week. Because then you know what you need to actually get for your house and also how much it's going to cost you. So my rent is £495 a month. And I live with my partner in a 1.5 bed flat. So that means I have my room here and I also have a smaller room which I mostly just have laundry stuff in. I know how boring that sounds, but the flat is really spacious and I have 2 other storage cupboards around here and I can fit a computer desk in my room. So it's a really good sized flat, and for £495, you know, I wasn't going to find much better. Especially in the location that I'm in, because it's only a 20-minute walk from town. I am going to make a video about how I found this place and how to actually search for a house on a later date if you're interested in that. So per week it cost me £123 to live here. Then we have energy, and energy is basically gas and electric, and I spend £57 a month on that, which comes to about £14.25 a week. I unfortunately have a water meter, but actually I don't spend as much as I thought I would do on water. I spend £22.51 a month, which comes to about £5.63 a week. I do actually have a TV licence. I really thought that when I moved in I probably wouldn't need one, as I don't watch TV often and I don't watch BBC iPlayer, but apparently you need it to watch any kind of TV or catch up, so I got one. And at the moment it's costing me £26.25. But after 6 months that'll go down. So I spend about £6.56 a week at the moment on TV licence. For Wi-Fi I got fibre optic, and I actually got a pretty good deal for how good the broadband is. And I pay £23.50 a month, which comes down to about £5.88 a week. And finally, the worst thing you will ever have to spend money on is council tax. I spend a grand total of £150 a month on this little thing. I hate it, can you tell? And that comes to about £37.50, but there are exemptions for council tax, so you should really look up and see if you can afford it. If you're on your own, it's cut down even more. If you're a student, you don't have to pay it, things like that. So definitely check if you have to pay council tax, because if you can avoid it, that's a good time. So for all the essential stuff of living, I spend £192.82 per week, on average. For subscriptions, I have 2. I have Disney Plus, which is £5.99, and I have Small, which are these like laundry detergent things, and they come in 100% recyclable stuff. They come through the post, and I spend £4.50 a month, which, to be honest, I don't actually get them every month because there's 24 in them. So I get them about every 2 months, so I'll work that out at the end. Next category is eating out. I I usually don't spend too much money eating out. I usually go out once a month as like a little treat. I spend about £20 to £40, but it is currently 50% off at the moment between Monday and Wednesday, so I have been going out just a tad more than I usually would. So I actually forgot I was filming this video because I've been at work since 6 AM and it's now 2 PM, but luckily this is the first bit of money I've spent this week, and it is on a meal. It is a burger meal and a single burger on its own, and it cost me £3.88 because I actually work for this place. And no, this isn't all for me. I am meeting my fiance at the park because, as you can see, it is a very sunny day and I also want to rest. On Tuesday I went to the Book Cafe, which is this little cafe in Derby where I live, and I spent £5.62. And then we got some waffles from a really nice dessert place called Casper's, and I spent £6 on that. And on Wednesday I went to Hideout, which is kind of like a sports bar place, and I spent £20 there, including alcoholic drinks. So in total I spent £35.50, which I didn't spend all by myself because my fiance does actually pay for some things when we eat out as well, but on average that's what we spent. For groceries this week, as we're eating out a lot, we didn't actually need to buy much food in. So basically I just went to the shops this morning to get a few essentials like bread, toilet paper, milk, pop, those kind of things. And I know had I gone to Tesco in town I would have spent a lot less money, but there's a Sainsbury's 5 minutes from me and I kind of had to just get something quick for breakfast. So I spent a total of £21 for 2 bags and a backpack with pop and some milk in. So all in all, not too bad. And this is my only shop of the week, which usually is a lot more because I need more stuff. And to give you a rough estimate for, you know, when you do move in, I spend around £40 to £50 on 2 people shopping. Other stuff, I rarely go clothes shopping or thrifting, so this was a relatively different thing this week, and it will add to the total cost, but this isn't every week I go out and buy clothes. Basically, I haven't gone charity shopping in so long, so now charity shops are open, I decided that I would go thrifting. And I spent £35 on a whole haul of clothes, which I will actually make a video about in the future. Probably next week, probably the week after, sometime soon. So wait for that to come out. And I also got myself some really cute bee earrings from an independent seller that I'm still waiting to arrive, and they cost me £5. For work related stuff, I probably haven't spent anything on work for about a year, last time I got my shoes. But my shoes have now crashed and burned, and I cannot wear them to work without either being in pain or getting water in them from the drink section. I've been needing more for a while, but I just kind of put it off because I just couldn't be bothered, to be honest. I was working a lot. And then when I wasn't working, I wanted to relax. And I finally decided, you know what? I need to stop. I need to get some new shoes. So I finally got some work shoes, and I got some money off as well. So I spent £25 on shoes, and I also got a insole so my feet don't kill me all the time. And speaking of my feet, walking around for 8 hours a day and then walking to and from work, totaling 40 minutes, really kills my feet. So I actually had to buy feet cream, which I've not bought ever. So that added to the total for work stuff as well. And another expense I had for work was a taxi, which I don't get taxis often, but I finished my shift at 2 AM the other day and there was no way I was walking home to a dog park at 2 in the morning. So I spent £3.40 on a taxi, and for work stuff that totals at £38.40. So for my week living in a UK city, I spent £323.61, which honestly isn't too bad, considering that a lot of the expenses that I had, like work related stuff and clothes shopping and eating out, I don't do too often, and it just so happens that this week I did it a lot. So some weeks I spend a lot less, sometimes I spend more, it averages, but £323 isn't the worst amount of money to spend in a week. And if you can afford that, maybe you can move out. If you can afford a bit less than that, work with your budget. But this just gives you a little bit of an insight about adult life, which scares me because I'm an adult now. If you enjoyed this video, if you did, please give me a like, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. Tell me how much either you spend in a week or what kind of video you'd like me to do next. See you soon, peeps. Rach Kane out.